Hello and welcome back to my channel. So back in November when I started again building models, of course one of the first ones I built was a FX 172 Supermarine Spitfire Mark 1A, which is a nice simple entry-level model from FX. It comes with the paintings. It was only $6.99 in Lidl, and it's just been reshoot. And because I'm planning in the future to do some more elaborate constructions, I bought some rivet markers to do all the rivets on the inside. I'm gonna use a new set of 172 FX Spitfire to try. So if I do any mistakes, it's only £7. It's not a big deal. Because of that, I bought different measures and different tools. These are corner tools, these which are for the little details for the corners. These are small wheels which are for little segments and precision. These are big tools which are for longer segments. So once I was in for a penny, in for a pound, or maybe 10, I don't know. All this from AliExpress. I even bought a handle to go with it. The size that's suggested to be used for a 172 is between 0.5 and 0.6. The way that these markers are organized, you get 0.5, 0.55 smallest for the corner. You got 0.55 here on the small wheels and a 0.55 on the big wheels. So I'm gonna go with the 0.55 just in case it's gonna be uniform across the builds. So that's the just a little closer detail, and then we'll have a better detail when we're gonna proceed in actual building it. I may even make a short video out of it for reference. Then I also bought some guarding tape that I'm gonna split on the surface of the wings and the fuselage to guide me with the making the line. I either use that or some other, like a ruler, metal ruler, or some masking tape. It depends which is better. So I got some 2mm thick carving guide tape. Then I've got I wanted to buy some masking tape from Tamiya, and then I saw the display they're doing this dispenser, that's nice. In which you can put 2 or 3 different sides at the same time. So I bought that with the relevant masking tape, which is off camera right now. And also what I'm gonna do for masking the fuselage and the wings for the camouflage pattern, I bought some camo putty, and I'm gonna compare it to the silly putty you get in toy shop. So this one is £3 from Lidl, this one is about £7 from AliExpress. Much difference? We don't know. We get through it. Well, hope you enjoy the build. This is gonna be interesting, and let's get it started. Now let's open the box. Probably you've seen a million unboxing of this one. This is probably the most sold kit ever, at least in the UK, you know. And scale 1. So that's how easy it is. Set includes 4 acrylic paints, the Hambro 29, 30, 33 and 90, which are better shown at the back here. That's the colors. So you go the black, the under and the top. What's inside the box? Instruction. Let's make sure it's empty. Check, double check. No money, no honey. So basic set of decals, instructions, instruction normal, instruction black and white, in a folded A4 format. Lot of disclaimers. The instructions themselves are literally 3 pages. That's how easy this build is. And since I've done it before, I may even take some shortcuts. Definitely I'm gonna be more confident in building it. So that goes on the side. The paints, 1, 2, 3, 4 paints, a little bit of poly cement. Let's see what's in the bag. Right, you can see already because it's a see-through bag like all the bags, but let's get them out of the bag. As you can tell, it's 2 grey screws and 1 simple screw for the cockpit, for the canopy, for the glass on top of the cockpit. So that goes in there with a ring. We don't do any damages. What I'm gonna do, instead of washing them, I'm gonna wash them after I apply the rivets, because then there's gonna be extra bits in it. And then after I wash them, I'm gonna start doing some painting as well. So let's see where we can do this riveting. That's gonna be riveting. So before I proceed into marking with some pencil the lines of where I want the rivets to be sitting, this is only 2 millimeters wide, so I'm gonna use both sides. Let's say, for example, I want to do rivets along this line here on both sides. If I put the tape right in the middle, then I'm gonna have space on both sides to run the wheels, and there's gonna be a smart approach to use it. That's why I bought a thin one. See if it works. It's gonna be a bit more difficult when I go slightly curved surfaces, but I'm like this one here, that probably I'm gonna have to do it by hand. But for this one, it's gonna be the right thing to do probably. As you can tell, that's if you get the reflection light right on the light, there's some sort of rivets, but it's more like bolts. They're already built in, but I'm missing all the detail of the rivets. So that's what I'm planning to do, just add something to it. I don't want to do too much because then it's gonna get too busy probably. Let's see how it goes. Let's put this line here and see what we get. So let's see how easy it is to unpeel this thing. Okay, what we can do, probably we can just I don't know if it's better. I think it's better to leave it flat down there and apply and cut it at the end, possibly in this direction. It's even better. As you can tell, it's got lines like a millimeters, possibly it's more than millimeters spacing, but it's good as a reference if you need to cut pieces of the same length. So let's put this one in the middle of the night. Yeah, it's pretty much in the middle. Let's follow all the way up here. Okay, that's easy. That goes straight quite easily, and then we cut it at the end. I thought it would have been thicker and there would have been a lot of waste, even thinking about a chance of reusing it, but yeah, that seems to me that's quite bang on the middle. Okay, now we need to get the first set of wheels. So I go ready all the 0.55. As you can see, they are clearly marked 0.55, 0.55, and that's at the back in the dark, but 0.55. Maybe if I get it closer, if I can get it in focus, you can read it. But yeah, they're clearly marked. would have made more sense to sell the entire kit like a corner, large and small wheel all in one box, 0.55, and then another box 0.6, and then a box 0.7. But I guess this way they sell more, so you need to buy all the corners, all the big wheels, and all the small wheels, which is a business thing, business model. Every single box comes just behind the sponge, the houses, the pieces. There's a wrench and a spanner, or you call it Allen key and a wrench spanner, so you can adjust tightness, and then you can put them on top of this one here. So I'm gonna start with the small wheel because it's more for precision. The first time I'm using it, I don't know what to expect. Actually, what I should do, I should put a line at the back and do a dry test run in the flat bit here that doesn't get exposed, and see if it works. So as you can tell, I checked the spacing in between the lines, and basically every dotted line is in 5 millimeters in between, and 2 dotted lines account for 1 centimeter. You can see the scale compared to the cutting board. So I've done that. I've done the back, ready to go. Well, I'm gonna, as I said, I'm gonna proceed with the small wheel attachment. Let's put it there. And the bonus of the small wheel compared to the big wheel is that on a small wheel, first of all, you see closer to the thing. This one is a bit, it covers a little bit more because it's big, and also this one is got a shield all around it to avoid bending the blade, I guess, and protecting the tips, so you don't really see where you're touching. For long distances is gonna be good, but small distances everyone recommends to use the small one. I don't know, first time I use it, what I'm gonna do, I feel like I should tighten it a little bit more, just because I don't want to have any wobbliness, and I don't want the wheel to be sort of it looks like I'm lock picking. Yeah, maybe that's too much, or maybe, yeah, that could slip. I don't want it to slip and scratch, you know. I'd rather have it on the more on the loose side. Okay, let's try that. Let's make sure it's clean. So what we got here, we try to follow this line, a little bit closer with the lights and with the lenses. I keep the place steady, so if I'm putting this one here, I apply a little bit of pressure, and I'm going forwards, and I stepped right on top of the sticker. I don't know if that would be enough to leave a mark through the sticker or not, but at least I didn't go off. Let's try this side. Yeah, that goes horizontal direction. So you really need to be precise. See? So as you can tell, see, the top line went sideways on its own, the bottom line went on top of the sticker. So I need more practice for it, and what I'm gonna do, try to do another straight line outside the sticker, and then remove the sticker, and then see the difference if it's marked it more than the other or less. Maybe if I do it on the side, instead of pushing, looking from underneath, instead of pushing, I'm gonna be pulling and that's what we get. It's still a bit wonky. Still a bit wonky. I don't know how much detail you can see on the camera, but yeah, the sticker didn't really help. What if I was to use a metal ruler? If I were to use a metal ruler instead of the masking tape, we're running out of space here. Let's try with the inside of the other wing. So if I were to use a metal ruler, providing neither the ruler nor the wing are gonna move, yeah, it's a bit straighter. The problem is that eventually every now and then you catch with your teeth on the ruler, which is gonna ruin your teeth, and it's gonna remove some depth from the riveting you're doing, possibly. But yeah, maybe this is gonna be the easiest option, just to use the ruler. So I'm gonna try that. I'm gonna try using the ruler, see where we go. Let's imagine I was to do a line. I wanted to follow it. So let's imagine I had to do, let's charge it up. Let's say I want to follow this line, yeah? So I want to follow this line. I'm gonna put the ruler accordingly. Oh, it doesn't touch all the way down there because the ruler, of course, is very thick compared to the plastic. But yeah, if I were to do this and then I were to do this, okay, that's I put a little bit of weight on it, and that gave me a little mark on it, which is probably was there already. But yeah, I can live with that. I don't know how much of this is going to survive under respraying, but yeah, that's what we're going to do. So I'm going to mark the lines I want to do. Well, this one doesn't need marking really. What I'm going to do, I'm going to be doing this basically. Just make sure you've got a healthy amount of space where you want to hit. Yeah, the problem is that the ruler moved a little bit, so I'm happy at the start with the riveting, and then this went inside the panel line basically. So I can remedy to that using the corner bit and just do by hand what's left, which would be easier to do this little thing instead of doing the full line. But since I'm stubborn, I'm gonna do a full line instead. So put it back up here. I mean, these details are so minute that you never notice it, but as a spectator, as a builder, since you've done it, the moment you mess it up, it's gonna stay with you. Yeah, see, this gap is not the same as the other one, but yeah, we'll see. It's gonna definitely be a lot of work. So off camera, I'm gonna start panel lining more bits, and come back to you in a couple of months when I finish doing all this silly riveting. If you don't know, I used to study aeronautic engineering at uni. I mean, I went to aeronautic engineering, but I wasn't studying much, so I didn't finish it. But this doesn't follow any schematics downloaded from the internet. I just put them where I thought it was appropriate to put them. Of course, there's some blemishes, some little mistakes, but I think the result is quite okay. I'm not putting any rivets on the actual flap because for structural and weight reasons, I don't think that probably the flap is all molded in one piece, or maybe made of some reinforced waxed fabric or something. I don't know, back in the day, Second World War, but I'm happy what we got at the moment. I'm gonna do all the other bits. So just for clarity, I've not been using the masking tape. I've been using the ruler. I put it on top of the line that I want to do. Give it the millimeter or so, and then mark it by hand, which works. Yeah, so I'm happy with that. There's no need to mess it up too much. Honestly, for a small model like this, you only need a small wheel, possibly the corner attachment for some little details later on. And in some bits I even went freehand, like this line here, inside here, I just went freehand, or some little details here. And yeah, don't need to press too much. I'm quite happy with the results anyway. So let's do the other bit as well. And now, just using the corner instrument, I'm gonna do this little bits here. I don't know if it's worth it or not. I don't want to break it. Maybe it's not even worth it. Doesn't even show. I could do it, but is it worth it? Is it not? Nah. I just do more damage than anything else. I'll just leave it as this. I mean, a close inspection, you know, is a model anyway. But yeah, I think it was a good effort. Yeah, I don't know how much you can see of the rivets, but I try to keep it symmetric both sides. Of course, I learned how to gauge the distance from the ruler, and when to stop, when to start, and also at the end even doing freehand. But as I said, all this is all practice. It's all for learning. So I'm very happy with it. Very, very happy with it. Now that the parts are nice and dry, I'm gonna paint the inside of the cockpit, so then I can start assembling. I'm gonna do the other little bits that needs to be done in black, like the wheel or the pilot, small little details of the inside of the cockpit. Starting with the color 30, I gave it a mix, and then put it on the wet palette, and that's gonna be ready. We know wasting nothing because we are poor people. Gonna get ready to just paint the inside of the cockpit. Just a light brush first, and then we're gonna do a second pass later on as a light, so it doesn't do any streaks. Of course, you won't be able to see it down here. Still, there's the principle in it. So I'm gonna do all the other pieces and then show you all of them at the very end. Now, so I painted all the inside of the bits is gonna be shown, and also the pilot. I haven't put any clear coats on it yet because I still want to assemble the cabin first and then give the spray. Not even, what I'm gonna do is just pass a tiny bit of non-oil over here. Not the panel liner, because the panel liner wouldn't seep through the acrylic paint, wouldn't be, the capillary action wouldn't be good, I think. So these bits here, and also these bits to build the cockpit. Just a tiny lick of paint. It's gonna be easier now, and then I'm gonna install the decal on this one here, and then assemble the cockpit. Not to mention the other missing bits of the cockpit, and the bottom of the vents that may show up, but them to be dark than anything else. And the pilot is ready to be closed in between the inside the fuselage. I need to put this one and also a little wheel support for the propeller at the front. It fits in here, so I can rotate freely. So just a quick look at the cockpit, and then I'm gonna put it in. Quick look at the cockpit. Then I'm gonna put it in. I'm so funny. And that's how it should look in the cabin before gluing it up. I'm not putting the propeller on the wheel at the front. It's gonna be easier to handle and paint it. And then I'll just put the wheel system inside and out, and then the propeller and the cup I'm gonna add at the very end. Here it is. The fuselage is closed with the cockpit inside. I put the bottom wing as well, just to give it a little more sturdiness and keep the two halves together, but there wasn't much to see anyway. Once you put it on one side, the other side is mirrors anyway, so no problem at all fitting it in. The front rotor for the propellers, make sure you keep a tiny bit of space so it rotates. Hopefully if I blow on it with the airbrush or something, once the propeller is on, it's gonna rotate. And now I'm gonna put the top sections of the wing. And now down the underside, which has got these two scoops, and the thing in the middle, as a technical term, is the thing, and a little, I don't know, pipe, and then fuel refueling rod, I don't know. But what worries me, that's why I painted this in advance, so you can see inside, and then I'm gonna mask it when I paint everything with the undercolor, with the white clouds underneath. But what worries me is, are these holes here, they're supposed to be supports for machine guns, I guess. The machine guns should be inside. Probably these are just a loading bays for the bullets. I don't know. I'm gonna look it up online, because it's quite strange when you see that you got holes for the machine guns on the wings, and these holes corresponding to it underneath. So I'll have a look at it. Now is gonna be the most horrible task ever of building planes. It's gonna be masking the canopy, painting the canopy, putting it on without fogging it up, and then masking it again and paint the rest. So have fun. Oh, I'm gonna cheat on this. I just put some panel liner on it, and it looks like you can hold the scrutiny, so I'm just gonna do that. Well, let's have a toast, C3PO, before you get a nice oil bath. Bzzz. Oh, Master Luke, I'm drowning. Who cares? And of course the rest of the drink goes back in the bottle. Well, the canopy came up quite good actually. I'm happy with it. I'm very happy with it. I'm gonna set up the spraying boots. Before I start setting up the painting boot, let's mask the canopy. To mask the canopy, I bought a masking tape dispenser with a cutter on the side and 3 different sides of thin masking tape, because the thick one I can get it everywhere. Thin one I want to get Tamiya. Let's try the display. Display has been amazing. I don't know how long they've been around for, but they're doing egregious stuff. So go with 02, 03 and 05. And here are the masking tape. MT02, 03 and 05. Made of superior washi material that gives its incredible adhesiveness while not removing any glue residue after use. This material also allows the tape to be cut without fuzzy edges that will hinder the masking process. It is flexible, it is able to stick onto any kind of surface easily without any cracks. 18 meters. So let's open this thing first of all. This NTB01 instruction how to install oven, insert the roll and then stick it up. And you can put more than one inside. Let's have a look. Open from this side, easier. Much easier. It also comes with a set of stickers to remind you which sides are you using, so you can have this masking tapes coming out and then put the measure next to it. Oh, there's only one separator inside. It would be lift and pull here. That's how to break. No, that's okay. Straightforward. I was saying there's only one separator inside. Be nice if I had 2, because I'm putting 2 masking tapes. Anyway, all came off. Only wanted to get rid of the nice and gummy, rubbery. I like the feeling. I like the feeling. That's it. That's 1, 2. I'll tell you what, I'm gonna make a disc of paper cardboard. It's gonna work out exactly the same. Well, this is pretty much the same red. I'm gonna use this. I'm gonna make 2 discs because that is gonna be in between the tape, so the tape doesn't stick to the disc. And even if it does, it's gonna slide against the other one. So it's gonna be like a clutch system. Yeah, I love it when I'm so resourceful and inventor volus. So this is the cap from Microset, That's perfect. It's absolutely perfect. So let's put it here. And mark a line. I don't know, I'm gonna cut here in the middle. It's not perfectly in the middle, but it will do. Let's do this one as well, since we're here. Somewhere around there. Yeah, that will do. Look at that. Pythagoras as Giotto. You know the story about Giotto? Giotto was a painter, a Renaissance painter in Italy. They went to do an interview to get a job in some painter studio, and they say, okay, paint me, show me what you can do. I just freehand made the most perfect circle. I got hired straight away. Can't remember who the painter was. Must have been one of them, like, you know, Michelangelo or some other Ninja Turtle. That's what I'm getting more precise cutting it like this than with the scissors. Wow. Look at that. Moments of truth. Is it working? Of course it's not working, but yeah. Yep, that's it. So one is done. Now I'm gonna put this other one in there as well. As the second disc done, so this goes on top to avoid friction. Now we did the number 2, let's do the number 3. Because if P is number 1, number 2 is something more solid, and number 3 is, I don't know, what you throw up after too many. Same again. That's done, that's done. That's good to go. I mean, I put it tight, it doesn't need to be tight, but still. And then the third one. Number 5. There's even space for another one, really. But then number 8, number 10, possibly number 10. That's it. Done. See if it works. Number 5. Pull it, measure it, cut it. No, maybe I'm gonna put it the other way around. Where you pull it out this way, then you cut it so you don't have your hands on the glue when you cut it. The only thing is that it's gonna be down here, it's gonna be a bit more harder to peel. Oh yeah, we can do it. Yep.
A few moments later.
Let's see if it makes more sense. I put it up, pull it out, yeah, pull it out, cut it where I need it. Good to go. Yeah, perfect, wonderful. Thank you very much. Have you ever seen a Kit Kat Spitfire? There you go. Perfect. So let's do some masking. That's it, almost. I have to say, I'm quite pleased by the dispenser. The only thing is a bit fiddly to get it from down there and stick it out. But then if you use the cutter or pliers, you pluck it up and then you take it and you pull it forward, and then it's very convenient. So yeah, I like it. I like it. Well done, this pair. And this is gonna go back in the box to avoid any dust. So I bought a stand for planes, and it's gonna be useful for when I'm painting them, when I'm building them, possibly for a bigger scale, like a 148 probably would be perfect. At the moment I'm doing a 172, which probably this one is overkill, but still, let's see how it works. So by the time I go the 148, it's gonna be ready to go. Okay, so that's blue means no glue, red means glue. Easy. I can speak Chinese. Nothing else. That's where we go. Okay. That's gonna be interesting. So, honor produced. Good. No real animal has been harmed in the making of this. Ah, it was wood. No, it's actually like a plastic. Okay. Okay, this is easy. Well, I found out the long ones, the short ones, and the sideways. These one they go cuts in between, so you can put them like that basically. And same goes the other way around. At the end, I got these ends here, and that goes underneath, of course. So I'm gonna, and it even comes with glue, which is special acrylic glue. Special. Wow. We'll see about that. So there it is, finished, and it looks quite sturdy. The good thing is that you can reach all the way in the middle and turn it and reach all the way on the other side, so it covers a big spectrum from big planes to small one. I think they're selling in two sizes. This one was the big one, and I don't think there's any need to buy a small one ever. Just buy the big one and it's going to cover all your needs. Also, you can put boats on it or tanks. Boats, the one they sell for boats is more like V-shaped here instead of rounded like this one, but you put a sponge or something, it'll be okay. Tanks the same, as long as you keep it stable. I just realized this strip is to be put on top of here to sort of give it soft support and not scratch the paint. I don't know if it was better to do it before doing now. I'm gonna do it now, and then I'm gonna put a little Spitfire 172 on it and see how it feels. So I finished putting all the rubber, and I got about 10 centimeters left, which is always a good thing. Maybe not all of it is gonna be used. I could have done the side, but that's not really much point. What I can do with it, I could do the fit. Is there a point to it? No, maybe not. This is gonna be like that. Yeah, I like it. Nice and sturdy. So let's see if you wanna put Spitfire. Okay, so we got the wings at the height. We can lower these two. Yeah, I like it. I like it. It's good. Perfect. Well, and that's a view from the side, so it gives you an impression of what it's gonna be like. So yeah, I'm very happy with it. Probably I'm gonna use it once a year. At that time I need to use it, I know I got it. Wonderful. Well, happy to report that this support fits inside my spray boot, and I already checked if it's also inside my dehydrator. Now, of course, if I'm gonna do a very big plane, it's not gonna fit, but still, I'm gonna do primer. Use my recipe, 25% of Flying Prover, 25% thinner, and 50% of white. Make a color. Yeah, probably prepared it too much. There was no need for this primer, but hey, give it a mix. Give it a mix. And we are ready to go. So I'm gonna start spraying a little bit and then put the mask as usual and go off camera, but at least to show that this thing works properly. Fan on. What I'm gonna do at the start, I'm gonna do the bottom and maybe just hold it by here, and then use the base at the end to do whatever is missing. How can we do this so you can see? So happy now? Okay. Good. So just do by hand this side. So got my gloves. I managed to prime the entire plane back and front without using the base. Lucky, I got lucky because I had the spinning bottom for the propellers, which worked out quite good. But most importantly, we can see that the details of the rivets have been left intact under the primer, so you can still see them. I'm gonna switch a different zoom just to show you more details. So I don't know if you can catch it with the light and the reflection. The details of the rivets are still there to be seen. One thing I forgot to mask these holes here just in a rush. So we have it painted in green underneath, and the silver bit it just got done over in white again. Not a big deal. Not a big deal. Decided I'm gonna paint the underside first. First of all, because it's white, so it's easy to paint the top. Second, because it's easy to mask afterwards. So let's do that. As this time, normally this paint is quite dry. This time is quite liquid. I don't want to make it too runny, so I'm gonna just do a few drops of this. A few drops of this, and then just add some paint on it. I preferred, for once I prefer when it was running, but hey, that's what you get this time. Give it a nice mix. So it's very liquid. Normally it's quite goopy. This one this time came out, let me show you here, came out very liquid, and same goes for the brown as well. Must be a brand new batch probably. So let's do like that. That should be all right. Give it a mix, give it a mix, give it a mix, and give it a flick. That's the bases down here. There's go like a ridge, and when you do that, you splash it around her head. Normally I use a sieve for this paint, making sure there's no extra bits in it, but this one is so runny that I'm sure it's gonna go through no problems at all. Let's have a look. Yeah, absolutely no problem at all. Okay. So let's start the underside. Well, I have to say that I love this masking tape. No dramas, if you know what I mean. That's good. And the dispenser is very handy. Very handy. Yeah, it's good. So do you like my Brazilian? It even comes with a sugaring sticks. Of course I use a green cheap ass masking tape, and only now I realize how much better the other one is compared to this one, and the difference in prices not much. So yeah, I'm gonna get through it for these little jobs, and then just buy the display. Very happy with it. Well, this green masking tape is so rubbish. I had to reinforce it a little bit on the edge to make it stand, and I realized that using the phone, the plane support maybe is a bit too much for 172, but still I'm gonna use it for 148 anyway. I've been cutting some trims edges of the masking tape with a god hand. That was perfect, nice and neat. Now I'm gonna mix the number 29, which is the brownie brown, and for spraying. The white for the undercoat earlier was way too liquid, and I had a little bit of orange peels. So now, because this one is quite liquid as well, I'm gonna try and make it a tiny bit denser, not as liquid as the other one, but yeah, let's see what happens. And that's the same color that came in the new box, just to show you the difference. This is the consistency of this one is very liquid. So yeah, we're gonna do it like that. Let's see how liquid it gets. I didn't have any other white, otherwise I would have made a better mix, but this one should be spot on. So let's try this one here, same again, just in case. This one was a little bit thicker, so hopefully it's going to be good. Yeah, tiny bit thicker, see what happens. Well, I nearly forgot once again to give it a brush. I always forget, and that's what happened earlier. I got like a hair underneath somewhere, so now we get done with the brush, we can spray. So now the moment of truth. Which one is the best masking tape? The real masking tape or the crazy putty? This is about £3. This is about £7. You can pay up to £10, but I found it for 7. So let's see the difference between this thing. By the way, it's the same. Well, this is the metal tin, but this says 85 grams. And this says, it doesn't say, just throw away the box, but let's see what it says inside. There's a small tiny amount, doesn't say anything about the weight here, only about other magic toy things that you're gonna have. This one here, it's maybe marginally more, possibly 10.5. Weight is not much different. This feels softer, this feels dry, more consistent. Okay, let's start unboxing and opening. Let's use my faithful very oily. Very oily. That's gonna leave so much residue on the model. What is it? Glow in the dark. Plain line, glow in the dark. That's a bonus. Glow in the dark. Okay. Let's clean our hands just to feel the difference. Some isopropyl. Still greasy, still oily. That's gonna take you forever to wash your hands. after handling it. Now the real thing, yeah, this is not oily. This is sticky rubbery gummy, but it's definitely not oily. So I'm afraid our comparison is gonna stop here, because, well, yeah, I'd rather put this on a model than this stuff here. So that's it, and the comparison. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time. The brown has been cooked in, and we can mask it to paint the green. And I'm gonna use this putty, brand new, first time I'm using it. Hopefully I don't make a mess out of it. So let's see what the color scheme is supposed to be. It's supposed to be like this. I'll try to follow closely and see what happens. So I just put a large approximate outline, and then I'm gonna use a spatula to do a little more details, little more bits in between, and try to make it more faithful as possible. I'm sure they were changing paint schemes every 2 months anyway on these planes, so let's see what happens. Oh, the only spatula I found is with a square tip. I'm using the bottom anyway, just give a little, some bumps here and there, and this should give the effect we're looking for. So especially around the edges, I want it to be quite round, not to be many sharp, like a pointy bits. So finished putting that thing. I think just to reach the maximum surface, avoid any misting between colors, I need to go back down as much as possible. We'll see what happens. Happy to report that the green is a bit more solid than the other ones, which is the way we like it. Also feels like you got more bangs for your buck, and we're ready to prepare our cocktail. Nice cocktail. Give it a mix. Turbine system, which is this. There's gonna be like a bottom feeding system. It's gonna be like a koi carp sucking the mud and releasing it back into the environment. Yeah. Well, I left the sieve in the dehydrator, but as long as I know where it is, so good. So let's see what happens with this concoction. This is also called the frog's blood. Yeah. Yeah, looks like we got there. Now the problem is that this thing is going to stick at the bottom of there. We knew that, we were ready for it. As long as it doesn't break my sticks, which it did. Another. Let's do this. This was a disaster. First of all, because the stick fell. I took rid of it, and then somehow the rubber fell, put the strings all over the place. So I started holding it by hand at the back here, and then by the weight at the front it sort of started melting in my hands and coming out of it. So I can't remember how I did it last time, but I did it by hand. It was so much better. I still did it with a paintbrush, but I can't remember. I must have used I don't know. Next time I'll try using finer detail nozzle and see what happens. But now I'm gonna let it dry a little bit here because I don't want to put in the dehydrator with the rubber. It's gonna melt and become all goo around it. I'll let it dry about half an hour or something, and then remove it by hand, and then I put it down. So let's see what happened. I haven't got much of. The good thing about this thing is it's quite liquid, which is a good thing and a bad thing. You see, after I left it here for a while, it drips down. Even here it drips down. But then, so it means it's gonna conform in a smoother way around your model, but at the same time, it won't be too fixed to whatever you want them to do. So let's see. That's right. It's not too bad actually. Yeah, it's good. It's good. Yeah, I do like that. Nice and neat. Okay. I was expecting much worse, really. I was expecting much worse. Oh, no, it's actually good. I like it. Okay. So now I'm gonna remove all the. It comes off without any residue, which is a good thing as well. If I can manage to grab it, like this. Yeah, I'm happy. I'm happy. How faithful. I think there was another bit here that probably came off when I did try to hold it by hand, because at the end I was holding it by hand over here, but yeah, looks like. Let's see how faithful I was to the original design, which, yeah, it's not the same, but I'm happy with it. I'm very happy with it. So that's good. Very good. Happy to report that after removing all the other masking tape, that's perfect. That's absolutely perfect. So I'm very happy with it. So I left the canopy protection on because I'm gonna put some gloss clear coat so I can put the decals, and then some panel line on top of it probably, and then I will remove this one at the very end. So let's put some gloves and then decals. I already put some clear coat on the underside, and now I'll let it dry for 1 hour in the dehydrator, and now it's gonna be resting on this thing with plastic for spraying. I'm gonna do a top bit. Enjoy. Yeah, it looks okay. It's a bit wobbly because of the wind. From if a plane would be susceptible to the wind, it wouldn't be a plane. So I'll finish it off camera. Now that the decals are dry properly, you can see how all the rivets came through, and the shine just under the decals. I'm extremely happy with it. So what I'm gonna do now that's been dried up for a while, I'm gonna try and put some panel liner on it. Hopefully the panel liner doesn't melt the decals Well, as always, wish me luck. Well, if you can see, this little insignificant red dot is an old decal from another kit, and I put it on. It's been dry, but it's been there for like a week or two. I put some panel liner, I left it on a little bit, I let it dry, and then I wiped it off, and then I wiped it off even more with some with some with the tips and Zippo fluid, and it seems like it survived. So hopefully it's gonna be okay. So I'm gonna put all the panel lines on the plane and then clean it up. So once again, let's try and put some panel line on it and see what happens. Yeah, I need a very close application close by, so this is just to show the camera comes through. I'll zoom on it. As you can tell, it comes through all the way down. As always, it's quite satisfying. If I put it on top of that, the decals doesn't go. I've seen people that sort of cut into the decals to help the spread, but in my opinion, decals in real life are painted on top, so you would have less panel lines anyway. So I'll leave it like that, and then I'm gonna do some probably a brush on top of the rivets later on. So here it is. I put panel line pretty much everywhere, apart from the small rivets. I only did the big rivets that were already there, and then the small rivets I think I'm gonna airbrush it. I'm gonna let it rest for about an hour probably, and then I'm gonna do some cleanup and see what comes up with it. Well, it's been about 45 minutes, nearly an hour. I've just decided to do my daily 25 miles or 42 kilometers on Gran Turismo, and this should be nice and clean, nice and ready to be cleaned. So a little bit of Zippo lighter fluid and give it a go. Yeah, that's good. Now let's see what happens on top of the decals. Yeah, perfect. Oh yeah, I'll rub too hard just in case, but yeah, comes out right perfect. So yeah, good, happy with it. Turn off the camera and keep on going off camera. Well, nice and clean, absolutely spectacular, absolutely spectacular. I love it. And all the decals that didn't get ruined at all, so perfect. About 0.28 kit for my Ultra 2024, and the best thing is that it even fits inside the box. Let's go a little space where you can put it in, so it's gonna be very easy to change. I am gonna do the rivets detail on my Spitfire. Now to change this one should be straightforward. Just remove the needle. You can tell what needle is this because you go 4 lines here. That means this is the 045. And remove the nozzle. And same again here. You can see there's 4 lines at 045. So these two go on the side. They go together. There's a new one. Comes in this nice little tube. See, 2 lines, and also there's a detail point, open point, instead of this one. So I need to be more careful, but you see where you're gonna hit with the needle. So that goes in there. Before putting it on, I just put a little bit of cleaner just because it's a tiny bit soapy, and so it won't stuck. So this rotates, so you need to fix the back and then the front rotates independently. So you tighten here and this still rotates. Then the needle, as we said, same as the other one, it's got two lines here. That means there's 0.2 by 0.28, like the other one, 4 lines is 0.45, but you know where you are. You know where you are and who you are. And that's it, ready to go. I'm gonna test you some piece of paper before getting on the actual model. So there is a normal piece of paper. I put a 5p coin there for comparison, and then I'm gonna start setting the line at 1 and see what happens. I left the pressure at 25 psi, and then we see if I need to lower it a little bit, probably. Yeah, let's see how, if this works. Getting close. Okay, it's getting something through. And that's the maximum one. So if I want to do the rivets, probably I'm gonna go level 3. Level 3 is gonna be closer. I'm gonna be closer and just do little lines like this. As Warwick says on others Timback, just think about the ink coming out, and it's gonna eventually come out. So yeah, that's gonna be it. Let's try. I want to sort of take my bearing with precision, so I put 3 dots and 3 lines, and okay, I need to go, if I go closer, if I put the, much easier if I touch this thing on the bottom. Yeah, I think we're gonna do that. Probably it's even a bit too thick. Probably even a bit too thick. Let's see what happens if I lower the air. Well, I set the compressor at 15 psi. Let's see. Yeah, maybe that's more one. If I would, probably that's what I'm looking for. So go away, there's a spray, and then get closer. And I'm gonna get the lines where I need them. Yeah, let's try that. Let's try that. It's gonna be a mess, we know that. Well, let's see what happens. Probably gonna make a mess, but then again, this plane is an experiment, so the whole point is to learn some skills before doing the big one. Well, I was getting issues with the dry tip, so I put a tiny bit of retarder on the paint, and now seems like even on a smaller setting it goes well. So let's try that. Let's lower the air a little bit. Let's go back to 15. That's it. Yeah, not happy at all. So trying to do the rivets was a little bit of a disaster. I'm just gonna put some dirt on it, and I'll just do some smoke strokes from the machine gun. Maybe that makes more sense. I need to think. Maybe I didn't get things right, but I went to plug this into the cleaner, and the front bit goes stuck in there. So I'm gonna remove it now. Yeah, because the front bit just comes out like this, which I don't know if it's normal or not. I'm gonna look it up, but yeah, it's a bit disappointing. I thought it would have been okay rotating but fixed in there, or at least with a catch on one side. You can only remove it on one single position, but no, it doesn't feel like there's any notches. That was nearly rubbish. I guess I need more practice. I can see there's potential anyway. I just need more practice with the tip and with mixing the paints in the proper ratio and finding the nice the air pressure. I put it back with the tip towards the end, towards the sponge, and I'm gonna use it again, but for the moment stay safe in there. I'm back for 0.45 unless I need to do some very fine details, but yeah, I need to practice with it. So I did a little bit of weathering all over the place, and I'm gonna touch the wheels, the antenna up here, and I'm gonna do some pink magic to make the string for the antenna. I saw it yesterday on the internet. I should have known about this. It's just genius. So now I just need to attach this from here to here. I'm gonna attach the front and then cut the back, and then I'm gonna do some so I only need to wait for it to dry, and then I'll cut it, and then I'm gonna put some matte overcoat, clear coat on top of everything, and at the end I'm gonna peel off the canopy and do a final review. Be ready. Here it is, finally completed. Funny enough, the string, the plastic string in between the two antennas, when I put in the dehydrator the last time, it sort of sagged a little bit because it was sort of not melting but getting softer. So I had to readjust it and cut it again. But there it is. I'm gonna do some zoom ins and then some pictures at the end as usual. Well, thank you for watching. See you again on my canal.